Hi there, it's Shannon here from houseimprovements.com, and I'm back here at the cabin build, and I just finished building this set of stairs going up to the main deck facing the lake, and I did it with the same composite decking that we did up on the top. So we had to use bolts and we used metal stringers, which isn't super typical with composite decking, but it is easy to do. It just takes a little bit of time putting all those bolts in. So let's have a look and see how I did it. So I've done some of the process already ahead of time just to save some time on the video. But basically I can walk you through it and just tell you and kind of show you what I did. So I've got 3 metal stringers all here. These are pre-bought. I don't even know what brand these are, but it doesn't really matter. They're pretty common for sure in my area, and I'm sure in most areas. So I decided on centering this bracket, and then for me the best kind of spacing worked out to about 14 inches away each way on these brackets, center to center. My decking is set up, it's supposed to be not any more than 16 inches on center, so that works out well for me. That keeps this one away from that edge a little bit, and as well as this one, the decking will hang out over into the railing area, but it's really nobody's going to be walking on it out there. So I've got definitely less than 16 inches on center between my stringers right now. So you want to get your stringers hanging off your decking and with the appropriate height here so that all the stringers work out to be the same, or within at least 1/4 of an inch of being the same. And then for mine, I put a 6x6 pressure treated timber in the ground here that these are sitting on. Yours might be sitting on concrete or patio stones, whatever. But I sunk that down in there and got it at the right level so that my steps, aren't high or low, and I can put a small level on each tread and they should be level. Okay, so that determined the height of the 6x6 and where these were going to sit so that I could have everything level. So going back to this end, when I mounted these, I hung them from the top screw hole, and again I just used a level on the side here to make sure that they were sitting plumb and they weren't twisted. Okay, so we've got them plumb, we've got them level, and we've got the spacing, this top spacing worked out, so once the decking's on here, it's the same step from that decking, from the top of that tread up to the top of the deck as what everything else is. Okay, and I did all that without these pieces of decking on here. Okay, now kind of the next step, I haven't fastened those at the bottom yet because I've got wood and there is a hole. I will be putting a bolt or a screw, heavy screw down through into that timber, but I'm going to wait until I have pretty much all my treads on in case I've got to shift things around a little bit to get my bolts to line up. So that will get bolted. If it isn't bolted, it's not a huge deal, but I will bolt mine. So then the next thing I wanted to do is figure out where and how I was going to drill all the holes in each one of these pieces of decking in order to make all these bolts line up. There's 6 bolts in each piece, and there's 2 pieces per tread, so 12 bolts in each tread, and I've got 7 treads. So, and my decking has got all these hollow spots in it. So what I did is I took some scraps and I placed them on here so that I could see, basically where they had to sit and how they were going to line up with these voids that were in here. And what I found is I didn't luck out, and the voids didn't line up the holes for every hole I had to drill, which meant I was probably going to have to drill, the best case scenario was through the center part here in one area and through the center of one of the voids in another area. So I figured out my placement for the boards to be able to do that, and took some measurements and everything and made up a jig. Now with that jig I also had to figure out how far in I was going to be measuring to get to these holes from the end of the planking, okay, because my planking's hanging out, right? So I needed to know this center line, that center line, that center line, all measured from one end, plus the distances in from the edges for those holes. So I figured that all out and just made up a jig. I just used some scrap plywood that I had, measured out my holes in the stringers where they needed to be, and drilled the holes so that I can just simply clamp each piece of decking onto this jig, go over to the drill press and drill them out. So the holes in the stringers I think are close to 3/8. I'm using 1/4-inch bolts, and I went up to, because I'm drilling the holes a little oversized and that all gives me a little bit of wiggle, I'm going to 9/32 for my drill. So now with my jig it makes it easy to be very repeatable, and I've got one side of my plywood made up for my front pieces, because in my case they turned out different, and they pretty much always will, the whole pattern or the whole placement. And then the other side of my jig is for the rear piece, and I've just marked them easily so that I know which end and which front to flush up. So I can take my pieces of board that are pre-cut here of my composite decking and clamp my jig on, and how I've got it made up is I can flush to the front edge and to the one end, and then they'll all be identical every time. So I'm just using some squeeze clamps, flush it up. So now I've got my piece of decking attached to the back, and I can go to the drill press and drill that out. So like I said, I've got a really repeatable jig that I can use every time and get the boards as close to perfect and identical as I possibly can. So now that I got my pieces drilled, it's a matter of getting them onto the stair treads and getting the stair treads all, sitting straight and square to each other. So to do that, usually what I do is I place 3 treads first in, 3 different spots along the length of the stringers. If you only have, say, 3 stringers, then not a big deal. I would just do the bottom one just to get things squared up, and then fill in the others. But I've got so many stringers here, I wanted to be sure that I've got everything sitting and it's not off kilter and square from each other. It's perpendicular is what I'm trying to say to the stairs here. So I can set these in, those 3 in with my bolts, and I just finger tightened the nuts on the bottom just to kind of hold everything sort of in place. So now I can go ahead and start fitting all my next pieces in, because I know I'm basically close. I didn't tighten any of these so that I can still jiggle things around if I need to, but now I've kind of got it perpendicular and straight enough that I can fill it in with all the other pieces. I can start putting them all on and slipping the bolts in and just leaving everything kind of loose, and the final step is kind of go back and tighten it all up. So I'm using, in my case, I've got 2-inch by 1/4 inch carriage head bolts, okay, And this is just so that when you're stepping on them, it's good on the feet. A normal bolt head would be a little rough on the feet. So it's just now a matter of getting everything to line up with your holes and getting all your bolts in there with a flat washer and a nut on the back. And I'm using flat washers, like I said, but I'm also using locking nuts. So I'm using a nylon locking nut with a washer above it. And the reason for the locking nut is I just find that over time, people walking up and down the stairs, a normal nut will loosen off. Now you could use a normal nut and a lock washer, but then you also need a flat washer to make that lock washer work well because of the size of hole in the treads, or in the stringers here. And I just found it basically was less messing around and really about the same price to just use lock nuts instead of a lock washer and a regular nut. So I just go along and get those all started. And this is about the most tedious process of the whole thing, is getting all this on and then going back and tightening them up. But that's what you gotta do. And honestly, these are the easy ones because they're up where you're not laying on your back and crawling around on the ground. Those last 3 treads or so are a pain in the butt. Okay, so I'm back. I've got most of all the bolts tightened up now, but I've got these 4 left right here. Everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different. I find one of these speed wrenches comes in very handy. I usually need a normal box end wrench as well, maybe some vice grips, and then I'm able to get a few of them spun a little bit with this socket. If I had a deep socket, I could probably get both these front ones tightened up with just that, but I don't have that. So like I said, you've got your top carriage bolts on the top. You usually need to use a vice grip just to keep them from spinning, and then I can go underneath here with this socket adapter and get these spun a little bit of the way. If I had a deep socket, like I said, I could go all the way, but I run out of space with this one. Get out of there. Now I saved you all from hearing me curse doing all the small ones, or the bottom ones. I kept one that's reasonably decent to get at up here for the video part. So this one, I'm going to go to my speed wrench. I can't quite get that socket driver in there, but I can use the speed wrench. Come on, vice grip, stay on there. Trying to one-hand this. I'll go back to these two and tighten them up with the speed wrench. Ratcheting wrench, I don't know what you call this thing. Once you go so far, I've got it clamped in this vice grip, but as I tighten it up, it'll pull that head down in the vice grip. You should be able to see it here. It's starting to go there now. And because I've got hollow, boards on the end, I'm not going super tight with them, I'm just snugging them down. I kind of marked the top of that board with this. But I'm just snugging them down so the head gets tight to the board. I don't want to pull them through there. So I'll just finish up these two front ones, and then the back one's always a pain, so we'll leave it for last. So again, I'm just grabbing that in the vice grips, tightening this up. Okay, so I got that snugged up. Now you can see this back one, it's really tight to the metal right here. So it's always a pain. If my bolts were a little shorter, if I maybe would have went 1.5 inch bolts, probably would have been alright. But I can get this wrench on here and get a little bit of this. But I can only go so far with this length of bolt so that I can still get this wrench out of there, and then I got to finish it with the other one. Oh, darn it. I can only go so far and still get this wrench out of there because it's fairly thick across the edges from the hole. Then I can go back in with this one and finish it, and even use the box end if I have to. But oops, I got it upside down, that's the problem. Okay, so finally got it all done. It's looking pretty good. Got to work on the railing. But other than that, everything else is done as far as the stairs go. Have a little look underneath. As always, I hope you liked the video. Appreciate you clicking the thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel as well. I don't know, the sun's pretty bad on this angle, you might not really see much, but yeah, as I was saying, please click the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Do you have a better way of doing this? If you do, list it in the comments.